Hello, 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 world. Sorry again for a weird countdown. I think it's my Wi Fi. Anywho, welcome to Mrs. Best Reviews. I am Mrs. Best. That is best with a three and not an E because threes are better than E's, in my opinion. We are here with James from Watch Your Mouth Reviews
Yo,
and his
yo.
cool Super Mario shirt. I am a video game nerd, so I'm very excited about his shirt. So I'm putting him on blast
Yeah,
today.
she is.
Anywho, we are here this good Wednesday to discuss Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, season 11, episode 3, now on the MTV network. So I'm just going to not drive. I'm not driving. I'm going to dive right back into it. The episode basically starts. We get a clip of everyone handling their business and all of that. I do appreciate that Love and Hip Hop likes to show the artists like working and doing things. So that is nice to see. When we stop from all those little clips, we see Rennie Rucci meet with Carly Red. Carly Red, one of the few OGs left on the show. And through this meeting, we find out basically that Carly Red did not tell the other women about Spice being in the hospital because it was Spice's family who didn't want other people to know. So she says she didn't say anything at the family request. And then, so that gives us a little bit of Carly's side because last
Mhm.
week there was a whole lot of talk about Carly, but no type of feedback from Carly herself. So we
Right.
got some of that this episode. I guess Rasheeda was upset about that, so that was a thing. But Rennie Rucci, when she speaks, we find out in episode 1 that Rennie Rucci and Erica Banks have some type of issue with each other that's probably stupid because, in my opinion, they're both young and stupid.
Right.
But I guess Rennie says that Erica Banks unfollowed her. And I'm going to ask the fans and the viewers to comment your opinions or what you think you heard. Because what I believe I heard is that Erica Banks and Rennie Rucci ate each other's kitty cats, meow. And then something happened after that. And I guess Rennie or Erica Banks unfollowed her, which Rennie Rucci felt was weird because she's like, how we sleep together and you unfollow me. So I don't know if I'm missing parts of that, but I wanted to get your opinion on that.
They both were giving me Loving Hip Hop New York. The girl who sung the Chicken Noodle Soup song and the BBO,
Bianca,
um, the one that looked like Arsenio Hall in a wig. I cannot think of her
the
name.
one with the blue hair
Yes.
that looked like Bianca. Yeah, I know who you're talking
No,
about.
no, Bianca. Yeah, I said the Chicken Noodle Soup song. That's Bianca.
Mhm.
And the one that was in the group with the girl that Rasheeda Ali was managing. I cannot think of their names. But they were given
I know
that.
who you're talking
Yeah, they
about.
were given
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
I was when I was listening to the story, I was like, huh? Ain't that how a booty call work?
Listen, so I don't know if it was supposed to be like if she wanted dessert with that meal. I don't know what they were
It
expecting,
sounded like
but
to me it was a booty call. That's all that it was supposed to be. It was two curious ass women. They did what they did. One girl got attached, the other girl didn't. I unfollowed you because you acting weird, and that's what it is. I'm not on
yeah.
either or side, but it just that's what it sounds like to me.
If that's what their issue is over, Love and Hip Hop do better. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't really care if you guys slept together and then someone unfollowed you. Like I know that for the newer generation, the younger people, that's like a big deal. Look, we came up without social media until the
Right.
end of high school when we got MySpace. So I don't base my relationships on friendships based on who follows me and who doesn't. But I guess
Because I'm gonna tell you like this: if Amina decides to unfollow me on social media, it my first response is okay. I probably post something got on her nerves. I'll call her later. I'm not thinking like, oh my god, my friendship is over. Because mind you, I almost have 20 years of friendship with this person. So I am not thinking in my wildest mindsets that my friendship is over because she unfollowed me. I probably got on her nerves. I probably posted 10 posts in one day and said, okay, James, I'm tired of seeing you. Let me unfollow you for a little bit. I'll send you another request. I had a ton of friends who did that. Because
here's
I was,
my thing. If
yeah,
you give a damn so much that someone unfollows you, then open your grown ass mouth and speak. Not to other people. Did I do something to you? We cool. I see you unfollow me. Be an adult.
I'm gonna keep it real with you because I don't even know what that is. See, even though I'm young, I still don't even know what unfollow means. So if you unfollow me, I probably did not notice. I'm gonna
That's
just
the
keep it
other
real with
thing.
you.
Well, you do have to look at your followers, like to
I'm
know if
not
someone
looking at my
unfollows you.
followers. I still got the same 328 that I had on Instagram. That number ain't never changed. So either I get a follower and I lose one. That is perfectly fine with me. I do not need all that.
I keep track
So
of my YouTube subscribers. By the way,
I
please
still got
subscribe. This
32
is
and it
B3
ain't never
ST
changed.
reviews. But we're
I
not
still, yeah.
we're not I agree with you on that. That's a little childish and petty.
Yeah,
So
it
Brittany
is. Stupid.
Rucci, you got other stuff to talk about, how you're adjusting to having to take care of your kids full time because her mom was keeping them and helping her with
Hmm.
that, with her career. She's got this Amy Luciani beef that'd come up eventually. So I just didn't need her beefing with Erica Banks. It seems stupid and petty.
It
Seems like
did.
you just wanted us to know that you slept with Erica Banks, Miss Rucci. So,
Right.
and nobody cares. No one cares.
Hmm.
Um,
For real.
the only people who care are probably homophobic and slow. I'm just keeping it real. Like, no one cares who you sleep with, and they always feel the need to divulge this information. Unless you sleep with somebody's husband, wife, or life partner, I could give a flying fuck. But
Right.
anywho, so that's all we got from that scene. So then we moved on to Amy Luciani. I just like saying Luciani because it makes me feel important.
Ain't that the
Um,
name of the restaurant?
hmm?
Ain't that the name of a restaurant?
I think it is out here at least. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, I
it
feel
is.
like I feel like we have one of those in the Bay Area. I promise you, it was an Italian restaurant, I believe.
I feel
But
like we do. It might be closed now. Hella stuff closed in the Bay. Hella stuff. But that's a
mm,
whole. But
yeah,
she meets up with Chaotic, who I'm still trying to understand why he's on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but I'll take it. Chaotic is fun. Um, my notes on this, just so y'all know, because I got to take notes so I don't go off track. The whole scene felt staged. And my next note after that is why call Chaotic to help you with coochie oil? And then,
I was confused by that too.
and this
I
is
was
like, he doesn't have a vagina. So,
maybe he shaves down there, and he probably get ingrown hair bumps or something. I have no idea. Like I was trying to figure that out too. I was sitting up there looking. I said, so in front of your mama, you gonna have this grown ass man sit here and test out this product. You didn't have a model. I'm pretty sure you can get you a
but
model
your
for free,
mama's sitting right here.
but your mama's sitting right here.
And she's someone who I think is perpetrating for the show because I tried to look up this pretty kitty business and found nothing.
Oh,
So it could be that she's local to Atlanta. I know
it
that
could be.
maybe her site crashed. She has some domain issues like Sheree. Maybe they're distant relatives.
She is not letting the bandwidth thing go, y'all. I said that last night on my channel. I said Sheree to pay for the bandwidth of her website, and and it crashed because she had too many people in there. That's
It's
exactly what happened.
it's definitely something going on, but I don't know. She is not as she has accolades and she's done things. I don't want to take away her businesses or success, but it seems like they're all new and starter businesses that no one knows about. She got on this show, and since being able to get on this show, her mom is paying her more attention. All I know is the product is called Pretty Kitty because I'm all about uplifting Black owned businesses that are not scams, such as Sheree Whitfield, but allegedly. But the product is called Pretty Kitty. I guess you put it on your coochie and it makes your kitty pretty by keeping the bumps and stuff. Lady, shave in the same direction. Use Nair, Beat, whatever you call it. Hit up the European Wax Center. All of those things will keep you from having bumps. But for some people, I guess they need a little more. So there's the Pretty Kitty coochie oil. I just felt like the whole scene was staged. She did mention her sisters didn't show up to help. And I was looking like you had Chaotic in the parking lot of a strip mall and you're inside of somebody else's beauty supply, which I thought was odd. And you're just packing up a few bags that looked like baby shower gifts and wedding favors that you get. So I was like, was this an event? It just didn't make sense. So I think if you're going to perpetrate and try and push yourself as a business woman, Amy, and you're new to being on screen, keep it real, keep it 100, because people can sense through bullshit. Just say that I'm an upcoming artist and I'm trying to get my foot in the door and get known for
She doesn't even have to
businesses.
say that. She could just say, right now I'm trying to plant my seeds here in Atlanta and I'm trying to make sure I'm up and coming. I got word of this venture and it seems like it's something I want to try. And or she could even just fake the fun and say, hey, this beauty supply finna carry this stuff, y'all. This is the name of it and this is who's gonna carry my products. I don't have my
Yeah,
website up yet. She could
yeah,
even have did that. And
yeah.
I would have probably respected because at least it's in somebody's retail. It doesn't matter whose, it's in
Mhm.
somebody's retail.
Even if it's
So
not in someone's retail, I think people just would have respected realness. It's obvious that these businesses are new. It's obvious that you may have written songs for people, but you only have 31 listeners on Spotify. That's odd. I stand by that. Just be who you are, Miss Amy, because she's likable. She just has to, and I think she fits the cast, but
I
she
feel
just
like people are
has to.
confusing her for Tommy, and they probably are like,
She does look like Tommy a
she
little bit.
does. Like every time I look at her, I always think that that is Tommy for some reason.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
unlike
high
Tommy,
cheekbones. Yeah, but I like Tommy's cheekbone.
Tommy needs rehab, a therapist, and a break from television. That's why she's on that Zeus network. I call Zeus the network for those in desperate need of psychiatric care, um,
You better
and
say that
or
'cause, oh,
addiction specialist.
they got some shows I don't even like tuning in on. I'm like,
I
oh,
don't watch or pay for Zeus, which is odd because a lot of the Love and Hip Hop people are going there, and I know Ray J and Princess Love are part of the owners of Zeus, who are
right.
important. But I think as Black people, we have to be careful what we watch and what we support. I get it; people have fights; it's entertaining, but come on, Zeus, like going and picking up people from jail to put them on TV instead of getting them the. I don't know.
Mhm.
Anyhow, moving on along, we move to a scene with Miss Jessica White, the classy Jessica White, and she wants to do music. I did not catch if she's a singer or
Look at my face.
I don't know what she does. And it's
She models, and she don't. And I'm just
beautiful.
like, and she's beautiful, and I don't
I love her
understand.
titties. I could look at her rack all day long.
Yes, and like it's just she's beautiful, and I don't
Beautiful
understand.
woman.
You seem like you perpetrate just like this relationship with Nick Cannon that you want us to know that you all were together for 8 years.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, he got 572 children, and we trying to figure out in them 8 years where did you fit in that? So were
I
you just
don't remember her for being with Nick Cannon prior to Love and Hip Hop. I know that Jessica White is a model, but
I've never heard of her.
I don't keep track of like
All his baby mamas,
relationships,
yeah.
especially Nick Cannon. I
I,
don't
as I said, I've only known of three. So the fact that I didn't even know who she was out of them three lets you know that she really wasn't as relevant as she's
It's
trying to
almost like
portray
she's
herself.
trying to lean into Nick
Yeah,
Cannon as a way to stay relevant. And it's like, no,
exactly. And
honey,
that's
you
what I
don't
don't
need him for
like.
that. We
Yeah,
know you
because that
already.
makes you look stupid in
Yes.
the long run. Because as I said,
Okay.
I only know of three. I knew Bree because she was with somebody else that I knew. Um, I knew the girl that was on Basketball Wives that had them twins, and then we have Mariah Carey. I don't know anybody else outside of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
So you sit up here talking about 8 years when technically 8 years ago he still belonged to somebody else legally.
She got to be careful with these timelines.
Yes,
And she also said, though, she did say later in the episode, I was in a relationship with Nick Cannon for 8 years where he was allowed to talk to other women, but I was not allowed to talk to other men. And I accepted that.
it seems like all
It
you
was
women
like,
were underneath that same impression. It seemed like all of y'all were into that because the way you guys all go for bat for Nick Cannon, when he don't even remember half of y'all children's names and birthdays.
I want to
Yeah,
know what he's going to do in 17 years when all the kids that were born during the pandemic, he had like in 1 year, like a million kids. And he doesn't think about the fact so irresponsible. He disgusts me. And I used to like Nick Cannon. Disgusting. I don't even watch Wild and Out no more because I don't want to
I don't
support
watch it
that
either. I never
bullshit.
did. So I don't
Listen,
like men who try to push it off on God as if you don't have control over your own organs. Like honestly, I am not going to sit up here. and advocate for Nick Cannon having all these babies, because a lot of people are like, well, he has the money, doesn't matter.
What he gonna do when all those kids he had in 1 year are graduated from high school?
He does not have the ability to be there for all those children emotionally. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible for some men to do it with just 2 children. So I'm just saying, like, for her to get on this TV show, say, oh, well, he could see other people, but I couldn't. So you mean to tell me, if I were to believe that y'all were together for 8 years, and this is supposed to be prevalent to your storyline, I'm supposed to believe that you were that stupid to tie yourself down to a man who then had other children outside of you, but you were supposed to be in this relationship with him? I'm supposed to believe that.
Here's the thing I peeped. She stated that these things happen, but then keeps bringing up her miscarriage. And I'm sorry to her for her miscarriage. I've had one, and they miscarriages are hard. They suck. I get that. But
I'm sorry for that as well. And I didn't have a miscarriage. Just make sure, I don't want people to come at you in these comments. I'm sorry that she had the miscarriage as well, because nobody deserves to go through that.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, so but she keeps bringing up, you know, and then he went and had another woman pregnant. Why are we going to feel sorry for that when you knew being with him that he was with other people?
You agree. Apparently,
it's what you agree.
It's what you agree to. It's what you're saying you agree to.
Very odd.
Woman agrees to that.
It drives me wild. So with Miss Jessica White, we see her in the studio. We see her manager. She does explain to us that she has done music since 2010, which I found to be interesting because I have not heard a single song from her. But, you know, there's people who, like my husband used to do music. He took like a 10-year break from music because he was like, this ain't paying the bills. I gotta get a real job. But he went back to it. So I'm thinking maybe that's the thing. I get the feeling she's a singer because the tracks that were played for her were tracks that somebody
I have a feeling she was bullshitting because she didn't get in there and sing an ounce of a note or rap a lyric.
Even Erica Mena's no singing ass gave us a note years ago.
At least something that indicates what you were trying to do. You were listening to the melodies and everything of that. So you mean to tell me you can't even sing like a, you know, or at least go with the verse? Like, oh, let me.
Can we get can we get that?
Like, I'm sorry, no, she is perpetrating. This lady is perpetrating. I'm not gonna believe she perpetrated with this relationship with Nick Cannon. She is perpetrating this music career. I ain't got time for Jessica White, and I wanted to like her. I said I want to like her.
I feel like they have her there
hard.
I feel like they have her there for a class thing, because let's call it what it is. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta ghetto as hell. We don't listen. The shit that happens on these shows don't make no sense. I feel like being on MTV, they wanted to have someone, because that's the only reason you would change networks. They're trying to attract, I think, a different crowd. But in the studio,
I got to stop you right there. Just because this young lady is very poised, soft-spoken, and can pronounce 6-letter words correctly, does not make her classy.
She keeps saying, "No, I like to keep it classy." And
classy is not
my music out there.
Classy is not getting pregnant for a man who then later, after you, had 10 more children.
Preach.
That is not classy. That is stupid.
Tell the truth, the shame the devil. No, I will agree with you.
Not going to sit.
But you know, people, especially the baby mamas, sensitive as F.
Absolutely.
Mad at the rest of us.
So before we move on, let me explain something to you. I'm not going to agree with my best friend here about her being the classy, even though she says it herself, classy. If you was really about it, I would dog the fuck out of Nick Cannon right now. And say and expose all kinds of shit, which leads me to believe that story about him having NDAs on all y'all, because I heard that allegedly that he does.
I believe it.
I heard that allegedly.
There's no way he's doing that and not having them sign. If Marie's finger wave having ass for Bell Collective can have Playa sign an NDA, I guarantee Nick Cannon and his real lawyers and his real paperwork are having them sign NDAs. Yeah, it seems like Jessica White's going to lean in on talking about being with Nick Cannon. I don't think anyone cares.
I don't care, and I don't want to hear it next episode or the
we
rest
do
of the time you're on the
see.
show. There, I said it. Okay, and then move on now.
He had to get it out. It's all good.
I did.
I'm trying not to laugh at your ass. So Bangladesh, which is a funny name for a producer, comes into the studio. He's worked with Beyonce. That's all I remember of the names he said. If you worked with Beyonce, I don't need to hear anything else personally. But
If I was India, I would sue him.
huh?
If I was the country of India, I would sue him.
If you were the country of because I don't understand. I was like, is
Why
this like a
is that
country?
your name?
Bangladesh? Like that's really his artist name. I don't get it.
Yes,
I don't get it.
that's insulting.
But
If you're not Bangladeshian, that is insulting.
So Jessica White's in the studio session, somehow bringing up her relationship with Nick Cannon. It does not correlate with music, and if it does, do like Summer Walker and write us a sad song so that we can sing out to it. But until I hear something from her, I don't know. So then she goes, I want to do something sexy and provocative. And so Bangladesh opens up his studio MacBook with his songs and said, I got something for you. I got something for you. And plays a song called Put It in Your Mouth. Listen. I don't know what's wrong with this Bangladesh person, but I'm for damn sure knowing you wouldn't give Beyonce a song called Put It in Your Mouth. But here's the other thing. Were there limited funds on this producer studio session? Because Jessica White, you're telling us you do music and it's your passion and stuff, but you have this producer coming in with songs that are pre-written, pre-recorded, beats are made. You're literally just going to sing it. And I know singers do that sometimes, but I would not have shown that on TV. We don't know you as our musical artist. We know you as a model, and you say you want to be taken seriously. And it's hard to take you seriously saying that music's your passion and you've done it since 2010 when you can't even help to write a song or and have to have one that's already made. So I won't say too much on it because I want to move on from her, but I didn't understand the studio session.
I have the solution for you. Jessica White, stick to modeling.
Yes.
Stick to modeling.
Yes.
Get you some deals, cover girl, makeup, hairspray. I even will take you drinking a can of Coca-Cola.
Right.
I don't want to see you on this show no more. I don't want to see this because you are bullshitting, and it is obvious. And I'm tired of it. We gonna move on from this shit because you gonna get me in trouble on this YouTube streets. I ain't got time. Jessica White, my advice to you, sweetheart, because you are so beautiful. Yeah. And I hate that you got rounded up in Nick Cannon's herd, but I want you I want you to stop playing with us. Continue modeling. Now that you're on Love and Hip Hop, parlay it into some brand deals. Makeup, hairspray, Coca-Cola.
My thing is, if you want to be sexy and provocative, sis,
you could even create you a cute little, if you really do sing, which I'm still waiting on it. You could even sing you a little song and do a Coca-Cola commercial like Leanne Rimes did for Dr. Pepper and Justin Smollett did for Pepsi Cola. You could even create you a cute little song, and then and then that would shut me up.
Jenner model,
yes,
commercial, sang along,
and sang a little, and wrote you a little tune for Pepsi or something. You could even do that, and I would shut the fuck up. But until then, I'm not doing none of that.
I just don't understand where she lands on the show. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. No, it's stupid.
Moving on, we see Spice. She's having some tour issues and stuff because of her health. She's not fully back. We do see that Rasheeda comes by to Spice's big ass house. That's how I'm going to refer to that house going forward because to me, it is a big ass house.
Way too much house.
And I'm like, well, Spice, if your kids, if you got somebody else raising them, then why the hell do you need this big ass house? Because she don't take care of her kids. She sends the money. But I'm like,
it's giving you trying to perpetrate because you knew the show was coming back and you was trying to perpetrate them, you know.
And she's like, I don't have a couch for you to sit on. I'm sorry.
It's like you didn't think to get the furniture. It's giving Toya Bush Harris when she built her house.
Yeah. I'm hoping she's able to keep this house.
I'm praying on it too because it looked like you did.
Yeah, but I would love to see Spice move her kids to America. I'm not understanding why she's not. And I think that she should address that because if the reason is due to citizenship issues, I would be a little less hard on her, but I'm looking at her kind of like,
I heard that's what it is. Like another blogger said that it is because of the visa. There is limitations on, the children reaching, that as well. Because you would have to get one for individually each child. So it's a little bit more difficult, especially now that we were in pandemic wise. It is a little bit more difficult. So I am going to take it slightly easy on Spice for now. But you could have got you a cute little condo downtown, a little 3-bedroom condo downtown like Sheree did.
She don't need that house. I'm like, you say,
yeah,
who's in it? Who's in the house?
nobody. And where is the man? What happened to him? The dreads. What happened to him?
They broke up.
See, honestly, and that's what you could even talk, and you could even talk about that. Why are you avoiding this?
She probably don't want to talk about it because don't listen.
But then why you come on Love and Hip Hop?
Her career and stuff, but I mean that's a lot. We see Rasheeda comes in and she explains that she's upset with Carly because Carly didn't text her where Spice was. But I do like Rasheeda because Rasheeda tends to give you the explanation you need. And she explains, like, I get that your family didn't want people knowing where you were, but at the same time, we could have gotten updates from Carly like, yes, she's okay. Yes, she's okay. But if the family said not to tell your black ass anything, then if that's true, even she's okay being a celebrity, I wouldn't give it to Rasheeda or any of them, because who's to say who you're around when I'm giving you this information? Who's going to get this text message and then leak it to the blogs, which is what they were avoiding. So I'm not saying Rasheeda would do that because I think that she's professional and knows better, but I'm just saying, like, that's how things happen. It's not the people you're telling the information you can't trust. You don't know the people around them if you can trust them, especially when you're famous. So Spice explains, I don't like Spice. I've never liked Spice on this show because years ago when she pulled that bullshit with the colorism thing, painting her skin white, it offended me.
That's when I lost respect for her.
And then separate from that, I felt like prior to that, she was just adding ratchetness to the show, constant fights, didn't talk about anything. And I don't like that her butt is botched. But, it is what it is. So Spice is basically upset with Carly because Carly, now she says she's upset because in my opinion, Spice's opinions change each week. First it's, I don't like this with the Grammy. Then it's, she's acting weird. Now it's Carly talking about how much she spent on my birthday. Like, girl, talking about that birthday party that was on the family reunion, Love and Hip Hop. Like,
when that one girl beat Carly ass. The Tokyo Vanity girl.
Yes.
About that? Yes. Okay, I remember that.
So Carly, at the end of that season on the Love and Hip Hop family reunion, we find out that Carly Red is the one who put on the birthday party for Spice. And I guess a year and some change later, Spice is randomly deciding to be upset about that. She also says that Grammy did not tell her she submitted a song for a Grammy. Listen, I'm going to give my opinion. I'll let you give yours. This cast just wants to make Carly Red look bad at this point. Now, I'm not saying that Carly is innocent as a whole, but if you want us to be mad at Carly Red or side with you, Spice, and I was looking on Instagram last night and everybody's looking at Spice like she's fucking crazy because she is fucking crazy. Let me explain
something to you. Let me give my opinion. Women like Carly Red fall on their own swords. So you were stupid to even try to pinpoint the smallest issue. Because if Carly Red said that she spent $30,000 on my birthday and I know she didn't, I would have just said thank you and moved the fuck on.
Spice has no reason, in my opinion, to be upset with Carly from what we saw so far in the episode. We're going to come back to them. But just what she told Rasheeda, you're mad because is telling people she spent this much on a party. Why don't you just say fucking thank you for the party?
Exactly.
I don't care if she's
I'd make Carly look stupid because in the end, these fans are gonna be like, well, Carly, where are the receipts? But if you really did that.
My thing too is it's just annoying. So you're mad because someone threw you a birthday party and people found out how much it may have cost, which I call bullshit on because
we all know that's some bullshit.
Anything
it's happened on the show.
Happens on camera.
Yeah,
I know that the network is paying a portion of it. So whenever people on reality TV bring up pricing for events and shit, I get mad irritated. Like, shut the fuck up and put the cigarette out. Okay. I don't understand why you're complaining that someone did something nice for you, you ungrateful botched bitch. That's how I feel about Spice right now. Cause it's like, come on now.
I feel like Spice is trying to make something stick. That
Spice
is what
Spice
she's
knows
doing.
that Carly will give you a show.
Yes.
Spice is desperate, in my attention,
Which
for
is why when this Erica Mena,
relevancy.
which is why when this Erica Mena shit happens, and I don't even like Erica Mena.
Right.
I'm going to side eye Spice first in this situation
Mhm.
before I side eye Erica Mena. And that goes to show you how much I really feel like she is trying to make something stick on this
It
show.
looks like Spice wants to get cool with the OGs that are left because they did a noticeable cast change. They got rid of many OGs, many long-standing people on the show, and I feel like Spice
Well,
is
some of them had to go. I actually wasn't mad at that.
I'm
I
not
was not mad.
mad at
I
it, but
wasn't
I'm
mad at
saying I
it.
feel like that's why Spice is doing
And
this.
it,
It seems like
and no,
she's
I agree with you
she
because
never fucked with before.
MTV will cut you in a minute. If you're not making them the money that you supposed to be making them, they will cut your ass in a minute. They do not care. In that contract, you get a 1-season purpose. And you guys better show out in this 1 season because if you don't, MTV will replace you as if and get the next one. So I promise you, MTV is like that. That's why they don't have a lot of reality TV shows that are
Mhm.
centered around Black people. If you ever notice, MTV does not have a lot of Black written shows. They don't. They
Mhm.
have Jersey Shore and they have the little Teen Mom. And I get there's a couple of Black people on Teen Mom, but at the same time, predominantly Teen Mom was white
Mhm.
or white adjacent. It
Yes,
was
it
not.
was.
It was not centered around Black people. There was a one Black cast. So it was first season or that second season. So let's be real here. So
Yeah.
what Spice is doing, she had an agent or somebody tell her, look, MTV is not this generous like VH1 is.
Mhm.
MTV is going to cut your ass if you do not do something to show out. So you better get into
Yeah.
a fight with one of them, or you better start pulling shit out your ass. Because I'm telling you, I know that's what happened. Because this is what it
Spice,
is.
what's sad is she had a storyline just based on what happened to her health that she could have.
But see, who's to say MTV would have aired that because of HIPAA? So you have to understand something. She did not know they were going to air that because nobody knows what they're going to air until the moment they air it.
Mhm.
So she
I'm
could
sure
have
of her
said,
contract that she has with Love and Hip Hop, she could have talked about her medical scare, like not even specifically what happened in the hospital, but she could have used the story through the season of like showing what it's
she
like to
could
get your
have.
body back, to do all of these things. She did not have to. I just feel like
But
she's
you
a
have to
liar.
understand, Kay Michelle didn't do the same thing but we saw an IV attached to her arm while she was trying to fight somebody. Like it's just, one of those situations where I really feel like medical is such a touchy subject. If this show was not centered around a medical influential, it is a touchy subject to focus a storyline around. So that's why
Mhm.
I said I feel like she's using these women as to create beef with them so that way she has a next season. I really feel like these are all for storylines. I do. Because the
I'm
Carly
tired
Red
of
thing doesn't
Spice.
make
They
sense.
should have let Spice go after that stuff
Colorist issue.
with
Yeah, I
the
agree.
colorism. And my thing is, I get what you're saying, but if you can air that bullshit, this woman putting white stuff on her
But that
skin
was
to make
VH1. This is
a point.
MTV. Remember, this
Yeah,
is a whole
but
nother
they're the
network.
same network. They own MTV owns VH1, so it's like
Well, not anymore. Not anymore.
not no
Because
more.
Tyler Perry bought VH1, so they don't
Oh,
own it
so
anymore.
VH1
They
about
don't
to
own
go
it
into a
anymore. So yeah.
shitter if Tyler Perry bought it. About to have a lot of bad
Oh
acting and
Lord
terrible
Jesus.
wigs.
Okay, but here's the thing: a
Listen,
black man bought it. At the end of the day, I don't
he
care
bought
how it happened.
BET also this
Yeah,
a few
a
days
black
ago.
man bought it. I do not care at this
I
point
just
what
hope
he does to
that
it.
he uses what is it called? A writer's room or board.
Yes, and I would love to join it. I really would. I would
He
love to. I
needs
don't
to
think.
stop trying to do everything by himself because you cannot run your networks like you ran the Haves and the Have Nots sisters and all your other little
Yeah,
shows.
Tyler, I'm available. You can have both my books. I don't know. I don't know about putting it on BET though. I just don't know because I'm gonna do it because it's a check, but it better be the right check. That's all I'm saying. Because I will say no to some petty shit.
Be sure to check out James's channel, everyone. Watch Your Mouth Reviews. It's on your screen now. Also, look into him, Google him, go on Amazon. You might find a book by him. He is an author. So we always want to promote art on this channel. But I think when it comes to Spice, we both just agree that she's doing some bullshit. It obviously is coming across as disingenuous. And in my opinion, you look like a bully a little bit, but we'll get back to her. We're going to move on to the next scene, which was with Amy Luciani going to dinner with her mom and her sisters. I'm not going to take long on this at all. So, Amy's sisters feel jealous because her mother gives Amy a lot of attention because Amy is the only one of the sisters who's known publicly. But we see her other two sisters. One of them has a tattoo shop that she just opened, and I guess needs her mom's help with that. Um, they want more attention from the mom. What I got is regular sibling bullshit. They obviously seem to care about and love each other because even through it, you look cute, girl, you look cute. I don't really care about this family at all. I don't care about their drama. I don't give a damn. But Amy's point of view is she says her sisters invested their money wrong. So I guess the family somehow came into some money. And the mom said, I have three daughters. You get a check, you get a check, you get a check. They all got the same amount of money from what was explained. Amy Luciani decided to invest her money into businesses and whatever the hell she claims she invested the money into. And she says that her sisters went shopping, took trips, did all of these things. And so they are irresponsible. I get that. I don't like this whole situation. My final thoughts on the situation, and yes, I'm calling them final thoughts because if she drags this bullshit with her sisters for a whole season, I'm going to be extremely, extremely annoyed. My thing is, if you have all these businesses, so you say, and are not perpetrating, and you really have all these businesses, Miss Luciani, why the hell you ain't hiring nobody? Because everybody knows that in the long run, family does not work for staff. Hello. I'm just saying, why, if you have multiple businesses, are the four of you the only ones managing them, working them, doing all of this? Where's your staff if you have all of these businesses? Where? And I'm not even talking about paying them on a payroll. You could be paying them cash out your pocket. But where's your staff? That the only person you had to call was chaotic? If you're going to come on TV, learn how to come on TV and attempt to at least give us 50% of something real. Because right now, this woman has given us bullshit and it's given fake storyline, fake scene. Everything that they're in just feels staged and fake. It literally feels like they're just these low budget actresses who could not get hired for a real movie. So they had to come do Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
So I'm gonna say this because I agree with you. The money thing did seem real because that's kind of what people who ain't really had that kind of money, they either take trips or they invested in businesses and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say this. Kris Jenner, if they're gonna compare him to Kris Jenner, had a season with each one of her daughters where she was working with one at a time
Mhm.
for like a year or two, and then she moved on to the other ones. And then they had to go around. Now, occasionally she'll dip and help this one with a business venture, or help Chloe with this, or help Kendall with that. She does this, but she really puts a primary focus on one daughter at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want the little daughters to understand is that right now it's Amy's season and you'll get yours. But if you don't have any money to get yours, that's not her fault.
I think that only one of the sisters, the one who walked away, I think she's jealous because she just opened a tattoo shop. And instead of that being the basis or discussed on this show, they're talking about Amy. Honey, go call Black Ink Crew producers.
No,
This is the wrong
I
show.
agree with that, but at the same time, it's not her turn. Amy got
Yeah.
the zeal for the show.
All self-centered people don't care. She's like, I
Yeah,
want my
and
moment.
that's why I'm saying, like, if you was really trying, see, and that's how you know they ain't got no game. Because if my sister called me and I just opened up this shop and she said, "Hey, come to dinner," like, "Oh, I got y'all. Come to dinner at my spot. I got clients right now. So why don't you come to dinner? I'm gonna set y'all up in the back. It's gonna look cute." That way MTV would have no choice but to film at my shop and do that shit.
Yeah. The sisters do give me little
They're not that
things
smart.
lazy and
Yeah, they're not that smart.
spoiled.
They don't give
Uh,
me, because I would have maximized that opportunity. If I knew you had a TV show and you like, "James, come film this scene," you don't think
right.
I'm gonna send your ass out
They're
here
just
to
gonna come
film?
over and talk about where you keep my book. You've been reading.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, girl. You know, this new book coming out. Here it is. Oh, look at this cover. Ain't this cover good? It's red. Y'all see it's in fraternity. Yeah, yes. I'm not gonna play with y'all. Like y'all maximize on your opportunity. That's why I feel like I've never gotten that because I know what to do with it. It's
Mhm.
always people who don't know what to do with opportunities that always get them. But the people
Mhm.
who know what to do with them always have to chase them. And
Yep.
see, and that's the thing about life. And it's such an unfairness because I would know exactly what to do with a Love and Hip Hop contract. I would know exactly what to do with a Real Housewives of Atlanta contract.
I heard the hell out of that. I heard
So I
that.
don't even want to hear. So when I look at these sisters, I'm just thinking to myself, yes, you're lazy, you're spoiled,
Mhm.
and you lack just pure marketing strategy that your mama obviously did not teach you.
I stick by that because she handed the three of you money, a lot
Instead
of
of
it,
invested in
where you could have
herself.
invested and took trips. You're
Yeah,
spoiled.
no,
If
and no,
someone
but your mom,
hands
if the
me,
mama was smart, she would have invested them for them and then gave them the return and say, look, this is where your money is. Do not touch it
mhm,
because it's going to grow. But this
mhm,
is a return from it.
mhm.
Spend it wisely.
Yeah, I don't
And
know. I just overall, I don't really care about their issues. I've seen 1,000 families online, like, and on TV just arguing, doing this. So I'm like, okay, we'll see. Hopefully we get more. Because Amy, you didn't talked about having these problems with some people on the cast. We haven't seen you with them. We haven't really seen you do shit with nobody outside of chaotic. So moving on along. Spice, we get to go back to Spice and her big ass empty house again. And we see that she meets with Shekinah. Um, Carly knocks while Spice is with Shekinah. And Carly knocks, she has her daughter, informs Spice that she has moved across the street. Jasmine, who is Carly's daughter, is pregnant. Um, I don't even know where to. So here's my thing. So far, what I've gotten, and we're not even through the whole episode, is Spice, why are you going off on all the people who weren't there or took their time before calling to find out if you were okay, Rasheeda? Carly found out how to get to you, got there quickly. All these other people on the show, if they wanted to be there, they could be there. There's no way in hell, right? We have a mutual friend who I don't deal with no more, Miss Crystal's ass. I don't care if she hears it. Listen, but if something were to happen to you and you were to end up in the hospital, like what happened to Spice, and I had to be around her, I don't care. I'm going to be around her for you. And I think that she would say the same thing because it's not about us, it's about the person who's hurt.
right.
So, y'all could say all of this about Carly Red, and I get some people are like, yeah, Carly do be faking on bullshit. But in this situation, I don't really think that she is. I think that if you're really friends with someone and they're in the hospital and you want to be there, then you would have the information and the means to find out how to get to them. Rasheeda,
Exactly.
Shekinah.
Right.
If y'all gave a fuck enough and were truly friends with Spice, then you would be in the same situation as Carly and Mita, able to find out how to get to Spice. You would be there looking around. Carly didn't even go to the DR originally. She said with the knowledge of where Spice was, she just went there and did everything she could to find out how to get to her. That's what you do when you give a fuck about somebody. So Spice, you looking real shisty. God gave you a second chance at life, huh? So you treating the people who were there when not knowing if you would get that second chance like shit. The fact that she was there for you while you were on your deathbed because you want to put more ass shots into your butthole, I don't understand it. But when we find out that Carly moved across the street, right? And I had to make that clear because I don't think she should be giving Carly all this flack. But I did think it was weird that Carly moved her pregnant daughter across the street from Spice's house and announced to the world that her daughter's going to be pregnant and alone in that house, which to me is a safety issue. The other thing I find to be weird is we did find out from confessionals and from those two talking because Spice wouldn't let Carly in the house, which I thought was disgusting. Because Carly says, I've been texting Spice. She hasn't said nothing back. How can you get mad and give this energy to someone and you never even let them know that you have a problem? You've been talking about Carly behind her back to everybody, but you ain't said shit to Carly Red herself. And she's tried to reach out to you, Spice. Grace. That's fake to me. That's fake. That just turned me all the way off to Spice. I never thought someone who's healing from almost dying I would be looking at with the side eye. I didn't like that. However, I will say, Carly, If someone says, I don't want you to live in my neighborhood, don't go where you're not wanted.
First off,
Atlanta's
let me say something real quick because now that you, Carly, because I looked at that house that you moved into. Why does your daughter need that big ass fucking house if you're not going to be in it with her? You did this to be funny and to be sneaky.
Mhm.
And it is weird and it's giving single white female.
It was
That
weird.
is that
It
is
was very
crazy
weird.
to me. Your
Yeah.
daughter couldn't get a townhouse somewhere, Buckhead, Sandy Springs,
I think
Roswell,
Carly feels
Alpharetta, even.
I get
They
the
just built
feeling
some.
that Carly spoils her daughter with material because she was not the one
She
to
wasn't there.
raise her.
We
Yeah,
already know that's
I
what it
mean, that's
was.
obvious,
We
but
already know that's what it is. But
that's
the
why I
thing
had
about
to
it is,
say, like,
why buy the house across the street from
that's
Spice?
weird.
That is
That's weird.
weird.
And I do
When your
agree
daughter don't
with
even need all
Rasheeda.
that space in the first place. She ain't
It's
got
an
one.
invasion of privacy. Like, I
Yeah.
love you to death, but don't move across the street from me, bro. Like, like I don't want my friends living next door or in the same neighborhood as me. I want to be able to drive to someone else's house and have fun. I don't want to have to walk across the street to kick it.
Even though she would. Even though she would. It like don't let her play with y'all.
My thing is, you were
She would.
told not to. If someone
Yeah.
says they don't want that to happen, then don't do it. The other thing that was really shady, which we'll get into later, is how she went about it. But that whole scene where Carly,
It seems like she hired a private investigator to find out where Spice lived and did wanted to keep eyes on her, so she just bought the house that
she knew where
conveniently
Spice
was.
lived, though. They talked about that. That's how she knew that the house was going to be available across the street. And Spice told her, do not buy this home. And she still went and bought it. So that for me, like, Spice's treatment of Carly, not okay. But at the same time, Carly
Carly, that
buying
was
a house
fucking weird.
across the street from her, creepy and
It's
not
like,
okay.
what? And it's not even a house you even living in. That's what's so crazy about it. So why would you do it in the first place? Once again, Carly, there
But
are.
yeah, we talk about the fact that she got enough money to just drop a bag on a house and
Oh, I believe now. Yeah, I believe now she has the
yeah,
money.
I'm like,
Absolutely. But let's not
shit.
forget, this was Carly Red, where we didn't even see where Carly lived until season 4 of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Right. So
And
she
then also she had a
obviously
1996 BMW 3 Series. So I'm not even
coming at these people for their cars. He's still getting Sheree of West Housewives of Atlanta for her Porsche, y'all. And now we hearing about 1996 BMW.
She did. That's what they said. Allegedly, she, because I have to do allegedly, because Carly will come back on your asses.
Lord.
Allegedly, yeah.
After that scene, we move it on to Spice, Shekinah, Rasheeda. They're going to the dance auditions, and that's where I said, Spice, you're on some bullshit. So basically, you want to be cool with Shekinah and Rasheeda, who are both popular on the show, outside of the show, friends with people in high places like Candy Burris, fucking actual celebrities, not D-list Love and Hip Hop celebrities. Like, I feel like Spice realized something and is trying to align herself with people who are going to do more with their careers outside of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. That's my personal opinion. We see the dance auditions. I didn't really care to talk about it. The dancers were all right. I wish I would have seen some trained dancers as a former professional dancer. Did ballet for 17 years. Woo! Tore an ACL, though. I can't do shit the way I used to. But, I would love to see some trained dancers or something, but I did appreciate and seeing the audition, but I didn't feel we needed it. So I'm going to move on from that. We see Jessica White go to Tidra, who is I believe neo soul artist. Jessica White goes back to this music stuff. She talks to Tidra and is doing all this extra stuff because they don't give me a shot. Like, what's wrong with her? She's weird to me, bro. Like, the whole interaction with Teacher was just like, it was like she was trying to be this like mafioso gangster chick.
She was given Renee from Mob Wife. She really was. It was like
with that coat.
Yeah, with that coat and that hair, and I was like, okay. Like your husband, the pizza man, we get it.
Not your James. Not the pizza man. Tidra gave her advice. And then Jessica White, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Like that was her moment. So that's all. We'll move on from that. Jessica,
I was gonna
shut
say,
the fuck up.
please don't bring Nicole
Shut
Richmond
the
up.
fuck up about these goddamn songs that have not been created and go sing a song. Do something.
Once
Why didn't you
again,
hop on
we have a
stage
whole
with
episode. We still ain't hear you sing a note.
even Drew Sidora gave a couple of a little 15-second note on stage. Okay, Jessica, if you're going to say that you want to be a singer or a rapper, hell, a dancer, a writer, can you show us your craft? So
Once
far, we done
again,
seen Bangladesh, and we know that he wants you to put it in his mouth. Look, all I know is I'm tired of her and this music, and I'm hoping that we either get a song or she does something interesting. So I'm gonna move on from her because I know there's not much to say. So the last scene of the show is Spice and Carly meeting. Um, Spice and Carly meet up. They finally talk. Carly Red genuinely seems confused about why Spice is behaving this way. She seemed hurt. She was crying. There were actual tears. We have not seen Carly that upset with any friend, really.
Jocelyn.
Usually, Jocelyn, yeah, but not.
Let me tell you, when she was in that hallway with Melissa, and she's like, and started, and all them tears came out her. I said, damn, she really did love Jocelyn. So I
Carly
think
has a habit of getting close with the wrong people.
yeah, she does. And I was just about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
She does. She aligns herself with the wrong people on the show. She does.
Mm-hmm.
And then she really does give her whole I believe Carly has a good heart. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like she always gives her heart to the wrong cast members of the show. Because
Spice is not someone, in my opinion, just if you've watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta from when Spice came on the show to this last season prior, Spice is someone who every season is suddenly someone different. The only consistency with Spice is her music and that she does dance hall. Outside of that, Spice has proven to be fake, malicious, sociopathic, narcissistic, problematic, a liar, and probably a lot of other things that I can't think about.
She gave y'all a whole bunch of adjectives.
In this, it's
Right,
true.
just one
Every
person.
season, Spice does the worst.
But here's my thing. I agree with you. I don't care for Spice, so I never pay attention to her. I don't know her music. I don't know what she does outside of Love and Hip Hop. I know she is problematic. I know she will fight for less than 10 seconds. I know it's just what it is. And the problem that I have with Spice in this scene is that no matter how you feel about this woman, she still showed up in a point where and then the point is she didn't even know that you even had this animosity towards her. And she's trying to extend more than one olive branch to you to try to rectify whatever it is she may have done to you, which you still haven't even explained to us what she did. So all you said was she was moving funny, right? Is that what she said? What did she say that Carly did?
She said it's all these little things. She's moving funny, and she's saying she moves funny by the party, the basically all these little things.
So if I'm to believe, okay, let's play devil's
advocate. Spice
advocate.
has no reason to be mad at Carly, but the house being bought gave her her ammunition finally.
See, and even though that was weird, that still doesn't give me, because if I buy the condo across the street from you, oh fucking well, I did it.
I mean, I would be irritated, but it's like at the end of the day, you have blinds, you have drapes, you act like you the only one busy. You're never home, Spice. You traveling a lot.
Exactly.
She has a pretty solid career, so you can't tell someone.
And the thing is that she's not even living in the house her daughter is. So it's like that isn't even ammunition. Jasmine is, and you have a relationship with her, don't you? So it's like, it's not like she's gonna be knocking on the door saying, "Oh, can I get a cup of sugar and an egg?" It's not like she's gonna be saying, "Oh, Carly, go to Spice's
I'm hoping
house."
Jasmine gives Spice what she needs to give her, because how you supposed to love and have a soft spot for me while you treating my mom like a secondhand fucking article of clothing from Goodwill?
Absolutely. It would be some reading that will be happening at this reunion once. I hope
the biggest thing to notice though is when they met, Spice did not let Carly speak. I hate that when people have a disagreement or a conversation. Let me fucking speak. How are you cutting me off to give me what you have to say about what I have to say when I haven't finished saying what I have to say? Shut the fuck up and let someone speak. So Spice, the whole time did not let Carly speak. She
You know
just made
why?
herself, she looked like a bully. And then Spice did speak about the fact that her neighbor had signed an NDA to not tell people who's moving in the house. And she tried to get at Carly about that. And I kind of feel like when you're at a certain statue or famous, especially in Atlanta with all these robberies and shit happening, that's common actually for celebrities
Yeah.
to have NDAs signed when they purchase homes because this is public information. So the only
Mhm.
way you can change that is if you get a non-disclosure agreement. So coming at Carly about that, Spice, you had no ammo there. I was thinking in my head that something could have happened off camera that they're not talking about because that's the only thing that could explain Spice's evilness. It does not make any sense to act like this. Carly apologized and tried to follow that girl. She's like, it's creepy. If someone who claims to have loved you and claims to love your fucking child looks at you when you're that distraught and tells you you're creepy without ever allowing you to explain or finish a sentence, disgusting. The Grammy, she's like, and why did you submit a Grammy? Why did you put the Grammy? And I didn't know. Bitch, you're acting like Carly submitted a song for a Grammy that was just her. You both did the song. You were nominated for a Grammy last year because Mita has connections, not because your song was that great, because Mita has connections to people in the Grammys, which Spice has explained. So Mita's probably the one who encouraged Carly to do it. And Carly even said when it all came to, I thought Mita would have told you because Spice is noticeably closer with Mita. So everything that Spice was concerned about, it sounded like to me that Carly tried to give an excuse or a reason and to explain it, but she just wasn't trying to hear it. Why ask questions if you're not hearing anything? What do you want from Carly, to sit there and fight you? It doesn't make sense. You're like, be real with me. Then she cries and you're telling her she's fake. Well, what do you want? Her to smack you in the face or then you're going to feel it? I think Spice was doing everything she could in that scene to get Carly to like go off or attack her because the audience viewing it would view Carly as a problem because who attacks someone who's still healing from the hospital? That didn't go the way that she wanted. So she walked away. But I
But
don't.
I believe this. This is what I believe. I think Carly is truly blindsided by this. I really do believe that because when you look at the pattern in the history of Carly, we've been seeing Carly for 10 years now. So when you look at Carly season 1 of Love and Hip Hop to now, when she was not blindsided and intentionally messy, and there has been times where Carly has been messy almost every
Oh yeah,
damn
Carly
season.
Red is messy. She
Every damn season. Like I'll give you an example when she was over there with the with Jock's the realtor, the assistant, the lady who had 500 jobs that Jock was with. She was being messy in that situation and she admitted it.
Mm-hmm.
She truly in this scene really does not understand what she did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Spice, come on. Like you were
Spice
right
is
there.
that bitch in the hood who'll talk about you to everybody else. And then if you try to confront them on why they're saying stuff about you, will suddenly want to fight because they have no defense. I
Mhm.
don't
Yeah,
listen.
absolutely. No, she definitely looked like the type that would steal some shit to help you look for it. Like she really just does. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just not I'm just not feeling Spice. I never did. I never liked her. I don't know why she's still on the show. But once again, MTV bought a franchise and they have to showcase it. And we all know why that is. So keeping her on this show for whatever reason definitely works
Yeah.
in
And
their favor.
then for even with not understanding, my thing is Carly cared enough about you to still try and
To
apologize for
still
what she's done.
apologize, yeah, and
So
still try to make I that's why I say Carly definitely did value this friendship because if
mhm.
Carly didn't give a fuck about you, she would tell you, I don't give a fuck
I
about you. Oh
saw
well.
online Spice was the first to comment on the Love and Hip Hop Instagram page. She commented, let me see if I can pull it up real fast actually before I end this live because it's important for people to hear Spice's bullshit. I really think she's a vile human after that because you treat people the way you want to be treated, even when you're upset with them. You just do. You just freaking do. Spice says on Instagram, and this is a quote. I am reading her Instagram right now from my phone. It's the fact that I did not do anything to you, but be a genuine friend for years, and you know exactly what you did to me, and you sat there faking and crying, 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 like I did something to you. Roll eye emoji. That really gets me. But hey, I didn't do acting classes, so you carry on while I carry on. Girl, You didn't do acting classes, but you literally painted your face white, looking like a damn buffoon because you had issues with your skin.
I'm gonna
Honey,
say this,
it's
Spice.
not your skin that's the problem. It's that you've got this beautiful skin and you're putting that trashy ass bright blue to your head and it's making you look crazy. That's how I feel about that. But Spice's answer in response to it, you still haven't told us what she
What
did.
she did,
If
yeah.
she did
Talking about she
something
know
to
what she
you,
did.
right?
Okay,
What did she do?
if she know what she did, she would have said it on tonight's episode.
She didn't do
And you
anything.
cannot be mad, even if she did say I spent $30,000 on your birthday. Even if we know it's bullshit, let her fall on her own sword. Because you know, as soon as she said that out of her mouth, if she would have come on the show and said it, she would have instantly be like, "Well, where's the receipt? Let's see Amex report. Let me see if it's
Spice
on
is
there."
wrong. We've watched you now, Spice, for multiple seasons over the years. When something's happened, in fact, you're the one who's caused a lot of drama with other people over the years because you messy as fuck, just like your friend Carly Red. That's probably why you got logged 2 peas in a pod. But nobody, you've always told people like what the issue is, pinpointed it. So now suddenly, after being on TV for all these years, you can't pinpoint the problem. She's a liar. And
With
I
somebody
think
that was once your friend.
if she was
Like,
on any other network, on any other show, because VH1, MTV, they be letting shit ride sometimes that they shouldn't. If you were on any other network, honey, the production would have put up a disclaimer about not condoning bullying. They would have put all of this up. Like, it's just a mess. But that is all I really have to say for the recap. My feelings on Spice in the episode do not reflect who she is as a person. I do not know her. I always do this at the end of Love and Hip Hop episodes because the fan base is a little rowdy and tends to take these things personal as if it's their lives or they know these people. These are just opinions. Anything I say that is alleged, I will use the word allegedly because I'm going to do that if I don't know something to be true. We don't dislike Spice as a human. I don't know her enough to like her or dislike her. But based on what we saw on this episode, she behaved kind of in a manner that is just not okay. I always think
anytime you can explain the bullshit, it is what it is. That's how we
yeah,
look at it. Like that, she can't explain this, and the fact that
yeah.
she can't explain it means that it's bullshit at
And
the end of
she's
the
got
day.
fans
And
online
I
telling
agree with
her
what
she's
Amina said.
wrong.
I don't dislike her either. But what I will say is that the way she moves on this show and how calculated she is, I can't put nothing past her, unfortunately. I
Yeah.
cannot
Yeah.
say, oh, yeah, Carly 100% did something when she can't even pinpoint exactly what she did. All she said was
Black
about a
person
birthday
that
party.
thinks in their mind it's smart to put white paint on their face to make a point. I don't I never got over that years ago. That's actually what made me not like her. And I was like, does she need a 5150? Is she all right? She needs a psych eval? But
We'll have a whole nother conversation about that
that's
because
something
I live in South Florida and there's a huge Jamaican population here. I'm going to explain to her what that is, but I'm going to do it off camera because I don't want to offend anybody. But the problem is that I know exactly what Spice did that. So I'll explain to her off camera. Y'all ain't got to put them in the comments.
yeah, but I
So
think that for the recap, we just need to remember to be respectful. I'd love for everyone to comment their opinions. Be sure to share the video. Subscribe to Mrs. B3ST Reviews. Subscribe to Watch Your Mouth Reviews. Be kind to each other. Don't come in my comments and stuff with bullshit because I'm gonna just like it or dislike it and keep it moving. I don't respond to shenanigans because I'm an adult. But I appreciate everybody for watching. Later on today, in about 6 hours, we will have a song review live. So if you know anybody who does music or is trying to get their art out there, I would like honest feedback, not the bullshit you get from other places where is this song fire or trash? That doesn't tell the artist anything. So you'll get actual honest feedback on your songs. Be sure to hit us up. If you like music and you're watching this video, my email is on the screen and you can go to this email and submit your music now. If you submit a song, because I've already received song submissions, I will only be accepting one song at a time from artists once the show starts, because I already have like 11 song submissions and I'd like to go to bed on time today. But I appreciate everybody for watching. I love you all. Thug life, and I will see you later. Bye, James. I love your shirt.
bye. Thank you. Love you. See you later.
Love you. Adios.